Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Brews and Views podcast, Tales from the Sea and the City. I am one half of the Brews and Views podcast, Kevin Griffin, along with my esteemed colleague, the one and only Mr. Jeff Williams. Jeff, it's good to be back at the new Brews and Views studio with you.
It's a lovely day, I tell you what. Got the yard mowed today, a little weedy, sweated a little bit, but it was,
I can see that you didn't blow the yard when I came up here. I had to fight through all the grass clippings on the sides.
I was gone last week. I couldn't mow the yard. I wasn't going to hire you. I know you got your landscaping business.
Obviously, it's one of my 17 lines of work I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could squeeze you in, to be honest.
God, no kidding.
So, this week is a little bit different. Speaking of a lovely day, we have someone on here that has been one of our most requested guests. You've heard her voice before. Jeff, please do the honors of introducing the esteemed woman that is in the middle of us here.
Well, this beautiful woman sitting to the left of me here, I've known her since 2009. And, we started dating in 2009, then became my wife in 2014. The amazing woman that I'd known for the last 10 years, Miss Jennifer Williams.
Quick question on your math there. 2009, It is 2024.
Yep.
And you've known her for 10 years.
No, we've been married for 10 years.
Okay.
Did I say no?
You said
You
no.
said
Not
no.
like,
It's a big introduction, you know.
No,
I
that
get nervous.
ain't
Still get the
medicine.
butterflies when I see her, so.
okay, Bruce Buffer. You're fine. We're here. Jennifer, you're here with us. You're on the other side of the camera this time. Welcome to Brews and Views.
Thank you.
And we are a debt of gratitude. Let's start off let's go back to what year was it? Circa 2019. Yes, that's where life changed.
That is where life changed indeed. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for 2019.
Well, and part of
How far
2020
back?
too.
Yeah.
2019, like when you didn't want to hire?
Yes. Let's start there. So before Jeff gets into the photo, we'll start things
I
off.
was in the photo.
You were in the parking lot.
You were sitting in the waiting area drinking your coffee and popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, mooching off of us.
Exactly.
So
I had an account, all right?
back in the day, when Jennifer and I previously worked for the first financial institution that we worked for, I was the manager at the time. I was looking for a new part-time teller, full-time? Part-time teller. And
You know, I don't mean to interrupt,
I bet you don't.
but we have 3 amazing beers in front of us.
You got excited.
He did. He's the one to tell
I'm
us
over
the
here.
story.
See, and this is why I
so
have to
much-
talk about the beer before. I don't know how to start the
to
story.
tell in such a little time.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot. We'll start with our guests first, and then we'll hop to you, and then I'll take
Yes,
the
please,
last one.
Jennifer, tell us about your beer. I'm very interested to hear the description.
Yes, this is Tropical Beer Hug. It is an Imperial IPA, 12 fluid ounces.
Fluid ounces, all right.
It's not solid.
It tastes like beer.
Beer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
That's-
it's like beer.
It can go down.
Okay, that's joke number 1. We're gonna bypass. Jeff, what are you drinking tonight? What kind of casserole GTX have we poured up this evening?
I am drinking an amazing stout from my favorite brewery, of course.
Probably your favorite stout, would you say?
Yeah, it's my favorite stout, and they have plenty
In the
of.
box, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a different beer. That's from AleSmith, like I'm drinking tonight.
Speedway.
That's a variant.
Sweet
That's,
Lord,
yeah,
heaven.
that's-
All right, go ahead.
So this one here is the main focus point around AleSmith's stout stuff they do. It comes in at 12%. It's got that San Diego vibe taste to it and everything. It's a nice, heavy, deep, dark beer that I really enjoy. Not any sweetness in it. This isn't barrel aged, but it still comes in at 12. It's hard to do that for a stout to be as heavy and have good flavor.
Emphasis on the flavor, because a lot of you are just packing it in there, and you're really just going to get that bitter taste, and it's...
Exactly.
I don't even know how to describe it because I'm not a big stout guy, but you know what I'm talking about, where there's just... You're really tasting beer. You're not tasting the individual flavors of said stout.
It's exactly. And this one here, I mean, it's got plenty of coffee in it that it's just so good. And of course, you know, San Diego, they're known for a lot of their coffee stuff that they come out with because, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, every quarter and Hillcrest at least has a coffee spot, which is
Starbucks or
no, not even you. If you're going to the Starbucks asking for an espresso shot, you're in the wrong area.
just go ahead and head up north.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is my favorite stout. Like in a whole, out of all breweries, this is my favorite beginner stout kind of thing.
And I noticed on the can, with its unique design, it's got
Of course.
the specialty information on there that I always
Yes.
like to share.
So, best way to drink this is out of a goblet, which is what we're drinking tonight. 50 to 55 degrees. It is a stout, so you kind of want it to warm up a little bit, which is why you want to drink it in a goblet, so you can hold it like this and warm it up
With your hands.
with your hands. Exactly. They want me to eat this with a creamy blue cheese.
Again with the blue
Another
cheese.
cheese. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm good.
And what, like, other than, like, beer cheese, I mean, why would someone, I've just never, even, like, in the breweries, yeah.
Full of like just cheese.
Or like a charcuterie board, like,
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening in a lot of these breweries.
I do not.
Do I?
As maybe just because they're fancy over there.
I mean, maybe. I mean, you've been. Do they even serve cheese at the? Yeah, that's what I'm confused. Like, if you're suggesting this, why are you not serving it?
I've had it with pizza before. It was pretty good with that.
That's what that would make more. Well, if you want to get an extra cheesy pizza, it's something like that. Again, with these fancy. Well, you want an A1 Wagyu steak straight from Japan to pair well with this Bud Light. Like, I don't quite understand the logic here.
Well, I can tell you what you can pair with a Bud Light. But we're gonna keep this.
Yeah, I'm sure you could tell.
We're gonna keep this, not explicit.
So bringing it back to the good old state of Indiana, I am drinking something this week from Bloomington Brewing Company. So this is actually a collaboration between Bloomington Brewing Company and 4 Day Ray Brewing out of Fishers, Indiana. According to their Untapped guide here for the beer, this is a collaboration, a hazy IPA with hits of guava and strawberry in the aroma and flavor. Finishes dried and slightly bitter and will have you laughing out loud. This is Clown Convention by Bloomington Brewing Company.
Why don't you take a sip of it? I want to see if you're going to laugh out loud.
Well, no, if you haven't paid attention, I've already taken out of the remainder of the can. Now, I will say one thing that in just reading this description, there is a slight bitterness to it, especially a person that drinks a lot of hazy IPAs in general. This one does have a little bit of bitterness into it. It comes back at a 6.1, so I mean, still pretty average on the scale of IPAs, especially not being a double IPA or anything like that. But there is that bitterness at the end there that you wouldn't find in a lot of those hazy IPAs or West Coast or New England style that Bloomington has done a little bit different. Still a good beer, just from the sample I've had already, and is my second beer, I believe, that I've had from Bloomington Brewing Company. And I don't know if I've never personally been there. I don't know if you've ever been by or been there.
No, the first beer I actually had from them was this Friday at the Sultan's Run craft beer scramble.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We'll have to touch base on that, too, because I'd be interested to see, one, how you did, and two, what beer you drank, other than Busch Light.
Yeah. Well, I actually didn't have a single Busch Light.
I'll be damned. Well, hell has frozen over indeed.
Believe it or not.
So,
Back to what we were talking about earlier, circa 2019.
circa 2019, I was looking for a part-time teller, and Lord knows that Slim's pickings were slim back then. But I had someone previously had experienced a Toyota at Applebee's, and
Yeah.
and suddenly,
Un momento.
and then the asterisk under special skills, Gibson County's #1 women's power lifter. I was like, okay, that's irrelevant to any of this.
Special.
What, Special Olympics or what? I got it
right.
Fair enough. So I thought, well, after interviewing her, I'm not interested, so I'll go ahead and pass and move on to someone else. And then, of course, I was overruled by my superior at the time. And long story short, 5
I don't
years
know,
later,
actually, I might be mad at her because this is what it's created.
correct. The reincarnation of Brooks Dunn.
Yes. The amazing podcast that this is.
So, yes, exactly, and amongst several other things, but the podcast being our most recent creation.
Yes.
More like a recent debacle we've gotten ourselves into. Yeah.
Agreed.
Ended up hiring Jen. She came to work for me in spring of 2019. At that point, she was just another employee to me. And then all of a sudden, probably it was the December of that same year. We had been talking about the annual Christmas party that the previous financial institution that we worked for held. We mentioned it on the podcast, I believe, once before.
A banger.
A banger indeed. Probably one of the greatest Christmas parties I've ever attended.
I will say I have not worked for someone that throws a Christmas party like that since.
I don't think I've even, no, not even just works, like just in general. That was a hell of a Christmas party.
That was...
So, leading up to, in the meantime, you decided when I came back from vacation to just drop the bomb. Hey, by the way, I know you just hired me like 3 months ago, but I'm pregnant now.
4,
5, math. You've known him for 10 years, it's fine.
Listen.
So, during that Christmas party, leading up to it, the weeks prior, I really hadn't ever met Jeff. Our paths just never crossed for some reason,
You were always at lunch when
I knew why, yeah. You and Brian are having that liquid lunch.
It was just something like that. Shout out to old Brian Owen. And our paths just never crossed. Well, leading up to that, we were talking about plans going to the Christmas party, obviously, because we were traveling from Evansville over to Southern Illinois, where our corporate headquarters was then for our previous employer. And so we're talking about the logistics and this, that, and the other. Well, the first thing I remember hearing about Jennifer's husband, as I knew him at the time, military man. I use that term kind of loosely. And he was adamant. Like, there was no wiggle room. He had to have a hotel that had a waffle maker.
It's a requirement.
And I thought, my God, and she just kept saying it and kept bringing it up to another mutual friend of ours that's also been in the podcast. And I was like, man, this guy must be a hard ass. Military that's just adamant on waffle. Yeah, you woman, I've served this country. I want a damn waffle maker. Yeah.
They're hard to find.
And I thought, right? I mean, every low, mid, and high grade hotel I've ever been in has had a waffle maker. I don't know.
Nope,
I don't know what West Coast Super 8 that you're staying in that didn't. But from a Super 8 to a Red Roof to a Marriott
to a La Quinta,
I don't understand where you've not seen the waffle maker. But I digress. So I'll transition it over to you. So I've got us to the Christmas party.
You didn't drive us.
No, let's say story like that.
I got it. You're not gonna tell them where Tyler Pruitt moaned you on the way over.
I was trying to omit that.
Out of Savannah.
I said that swore down like 300. And again, that was the first time that our paths had crossed was during that drive.
Yeah.
Because I knew the van, of course. And so I was like, oh, what? There's Pruitt's ass. And there's that guy. Whatever. There's the I want to salute it to you. Thank you. Certainly, sir.
Easy with that hand.
I need that kind of service. So we're here. We are at the infamous Christmas party where I don't want to say that the waters split and our paths crossed, but that's exactly what happened. So please.
Well, I've told my story about it. We've told the story already on the podcast. I want to hear
from the third person.
That's the only sober person that was there.
Amen.
That was 13 weeks pregnant.
How about you secretly 13 weeks?
Remember, I told you guys that I wasn't going to tell the back people, and they were trying
to showing.
No, I wasn't.
I'm about to pull a photo out.
It was my third baby. Shh. They show faster.
Oh,
isn't that more you have?
Let's see. Let me count how many kids I claim on one hand. Oh, wait, that's none of them.
Give it 10 years.
5 till the 9, right?
So you told us.
Yeah.
Please.
So you told us that there was only happy hour.
This was under the terms and conditions. If that, I may have been the first hour.
I thought it was just the first hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could
happy hour.
Well, you were the sober one, so it might have been too.
But we didn't call it happy hour. They called it open bar. He said the open bar is for the first 2 hours, and then after dinner, it shuts down and it's cash bar.
I mean, I remember walking into that country club and going straight.
Kevin, already holding 2 beers, gets in my husband's idea, then I'm got to be double fisting.
Of course.
So then that was the plan. And our table
Because I walked up with the 2 beers
You have
already.
the 2 beers, you
Just
said,
first
hey,
we're sitting
open
down.
bars only for 2 hours.
Because I didn't know anything about the open bar.
Gotcha.
So you said something.
Yeah, so then they rush to the bar, come back, probably have a pyramid of cans,
Over the course of what?
an hour.
45 minutes?
5 minutes
Yeah.
to an hour,
Yeah.
And we
And then
Busch
it's
Light.
time for, like the higher up people to talk, the president, CEO of the company. And here comes my husband. 2 beers as in the middle of the speech. And I'm like, get over here.
I didn't know who it was. I just...
And then after that, then we
over here doing the Lord's Prayer, and you're like trying to snuggle in some more Busch Lights. I mean,
I stopped, bowed my head.
yeah, of course.
And then after the beer can of that, we went to the bar side. That's where the shots came in.
Ah, yes, the shots.
With coat.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was with old Cody, last name omitted. Yes, yes.
Omitted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
That's because they were handing me shots, and I'd have to pass them over to Jet to take.
Yeah. Daddy woke up with a headache.
And then
Same.
you abandoned me. You were talking to some random guy about deer hunting.
I sure was.
And so I'm sitting there sober, just standing in the corner like this is
Like,
great.
yeah,
You're
this is
on
my-
the dance floor.
Oh, yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
once the shots.
Like you wouldn't leave the dance floor.
I can be a party after a while. Listen, I warm up and then I start doing shots. It's get anyone. I mean, friends I've went out with before, old coworkers, new coworkers, etc., etc. Anyone who has ever, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this disclosure. This no longer takes an effect since August 2nd of 2023 when I turned 30. This no longer applies. But I get massively inebriated, if you will, and suddenly I'm like, Donald freaking Trump.
Oh, I love.
And just,
I love
please
it.
put it on my
That's
I
fun.
encourage it.
It's Thursday.
Let me get a bucket for you
You
instead.
know what he said, though? After he turns 30, he
Canceled that.
canceled that.
Yeah.
You remember when he was supposed to be dating anyone this year?
Oh, yeah.
I love up to that. I was not take someone in 2024.
Mark my words, damn it. It won't happen.
2 months later.
I'm
Not even.
Yeah.
the Lord's chosen. And sometimes. Anyways,
So anyway, if we get Kevin the right amount of alcohol,
Correct.
the
Yeah.
wallet.
magically opens.
Yes, and then he leaves his credit card and
Open tabs
Just
every
take
time.
it, just go.
I'd never close that tabs half the time, honestly.
That's-
Wait. Oh, yeah, let's bring that up, too. I don't know how I lost my card in Vegas.
You lost your card.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
He went and grabbed a beer somewhere.
Yes,
and then he
that was the night. Yes, I remember. That was the night of the video.
Yeah.
It was obviously it was not video. I was belligerent.
Yeah.
You were gone for a while.
You were gone for a hot minute. Like
For just to go and
that,
stand over
yeah.
there and grab a beer.
So let's circle back here real quick. And so we've talked about this Vegas trip numerous amounts of times. I mean, my God, we had a podcast live in Vegas about it. I don't remember how I lost that car, but I do remember, we talked about it before. We went to the brewery, had a good time. You were like, let's get to-go beers. And I was like, obviously.
Yeah.
And so we took the to-go craft beers after having about 4 or 5. Drank them up the strip.
6-pack for $20.
Could beat
You
it.
can't beat that.
Yeah, I forgot it was a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And so we,
So we're recording in a pound and
as opposed to Bob Vila.
yeah.
So then we took went to Paris. And then as we're walking back, I think we finished the second round of beers. And then I remember it was right before I think we met up with them. We stopped and got shots.
Yes.
Because it was your genius idea
Yes.
that was like, let's go ahead and let's get some shots. Like, it was like a liquor stand outside one of the hotels.
It was right outside New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right at the time. It was right before
That's
it
where I
met.
lost you. I was pizza driven.
Oh yeah, because
We were
caught
on
up
mission.
with you when you were checking out.
Yeah, we were on a mission for sure.
What it was Conor McGregor's. Which one? What is that?
Proper 12.
Proper 12. That's what it is.
You're like, what should we get? Oh, give me that Conor McGregor one. That's fine. I can shoot it. I don't do shots a whole lot.
I
That's
never
one
had
of
it.
the, yeah.
I never had it, so I was just like, might as well get first shot.
You took it rougher than I did. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Normally I'm pretty bad.
Well, I was drinking a lot that day. I already had a couple stouts in me at that point. So I was already
Yeah, you were drinking
filled up here at that point.
to the brim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember we met up with everyone at New York, went to the infamous pizza place, and then I was still drinking, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go down and get me another beer. I don't know why I walked so far. I went down an escalator or something. And then
down to like the casino actual part.
yeah. And then for some reason, wait, no. I remember. I went. There was a beer stand right next to the
place.
yeah, right next to the pizza place, but right next to the escalator too. And I got the beer, and I went down to the restroom or something like that, and then just started getting lost. And I remember I saw Jeremy, and he kind of like guided me in the right direction. He's like, "Come on, yeah, go." And I guess time just wasn't a factor there. And then went to the restroom, came back, and everyone was like, "How long were you gone?" I was like, "I have no clue."
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but it had to have been at that beer stand in New York, because I bought the pizza right before that, and that was the last purchase I made that night.
Yep.
How'd you get the beer?
With the card, like I had to have left it at the beer stand.
Yeah. That would only make sense.
No, but yeah,
Yeah.
and but I mean, everyone that's ever drank with me knows that once that magic number hits, I'm the best person to drink with. I'm the most generous person.
So we going to Leroy's or?
I don't know about Leroy. I mean, we can go somewhere else, but it definitely ain't gonna be Leroy's. After that 9 hours of karaoke, you sing 2 songs kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not at Brews Abuse karaoke. We don't have that problem. We'll have you come up 7 times in a
Don't
2-hour
worry.
time frame.
Plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Trey.
Bring out 10 songs.
Yeah, 100%. So, we were at the Christmas party.
After Christmas, are we still talking about?
No, I finished. Oh, we left the Christmas party.
No. Before we left the Christmas party.
What did I miss? You leaving?
Yeah. So,
It was like a 12-point turn.
Oh my god.
there I was in the presidential limo.
Yeah, you thought you.
Of course, I was not drunk driving. My spirit animal was driving the Chrysler at that point. Wonder why I sold that thing like 2 months later. And, getting out of country club, may have hit a curb or two, this, that, and the other. Again, my spirit animal was driving. It was not me behind the wheel of the vehicle.
Spirit animal is the DD.
And so went to the hotel. I tried to convince you guys to come out afterwards. Hey, nobody want to drink that freaking oil change.
Yeah, if I can't see my hand on the other side, I'm not drinking.
Correct. No.
That's pitch.
Gandhi couldn't see his hand through there. My God.
Why is his hand different than anyone else's?
Supersonic.
Lord couldn't see his hand through there.
MLK couldn't see his hand through there.
Oh,
What, Lord?
he was throwing names.
So,
Willie Nelson.
so everyone was there, and then so the Christmas party. We left the Christmas party, and then tell us what happened after that.
I don't know. I was drunk and belligerent.
No, not the night of the Christmas party. What happened after we met at the Christmas party?
Well, that's the drive.
Oh.
It was the start.
Gotta
of the
lead
movie.
me. You gotta lead me. Yes, so I pulled up through the drive-thru to
90%.
mess with Lindsay and Jen
Just really
here.
focused on the Christmas party night. He's like,
Yeah.
what facts are we missing?
Yeah, I was really.
I think you were bringing some coffee.
Yeah, I was probably bringing you coffee. So I pull up through the drive-thru because get a grande. If you ever have anybody that works at the bank, you will give them coffee. A grande Starbucks cup fits right into the
tube that you shoot at.
Yeah, shoot up at the tube.
I'll pay you $20. I got a branch you can do that.
I know what you're talking about.
Win a Vista. Anyway, go ahead.
There's the break.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I knew which one. I was about to say it.
Anyways,
but me and Kevin, we got along so well that
You didn't even say what happened.
yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
it's leading to it. Yeah, I
Jen comes up to the drive-thru. We're talking, and then all I hear is that Jeff?
There's my little Mexican feet across the border there.
Yeah, and the only reason why he did this is because Jen was talking about me playing Warzone.
Correct.
Nights and forward. He goes, I have an Xbox. I can play Warzone.
Loosely.
I'll say he can't.
I can play Warzone. I can golf.
I can
Yeah.
hold the controller.
Yeah. So
I use a map when I play.
So he started coming over, and we talked about the whole Warzone thing, and then that's how we got together.
Well, and then
A
the
little bit
world
closer.
shut down.
Yeah, and then
Sadly, we were playing Xbox a lot more.
Yeah, like we talked to the Jonah podcast. Yeah, it was a heck of a time. I don't want to rerun over stuff.
Yeah, true. I mean, I
Yeah.
forgot we touched on that.
A
So,
lot of that.
and then it really, how do I want to put this? Got a lot more annoying for Jen. Because what Jeff would do is he would call. We had caller ID at the credit union or at the bank.
I was gonna say this, but yeah, go ahead. This is great.
And see, it was Jen's name that popped
Jennifer
up,
Williams.
and it'd be almost a race to the finish.
was
Usain
like-
Bolt versus
I don't
Usain
think
Bolt.
you ever had 2 rings.
No,
There
never.
were 2 rings.
Never.
I felt.
I mean,
very
just like
important.
Spider-Man, just
Yeah.
yank that phone.
I was #1 customer.
Oh yeah, the time was top
Maybe
tier.
recording answering times.
Oh yeah,
That was
I mean less than a second. I'd have a spring loaded on that thing,
Yeah.
pop it up, and get it.
Kevin Griffin.
Essentially, and then we talk for 5 minutes, and then she'd
Yeah.
get annoyed. You gonna let my husband off the phone, et cetera, et cetera. Oh yeah. He said he'd be here in a little while. Talk to him then. He's on his way home from Crane. He's fine. Yeah. That's.
That was a good time.
Then that leads us to, let's see. Got through that. Then there was
after Hattie was born. That was the first time we had you over.
I was thinking the timeout evening.
Yes.
Because I got trashed one night at timeout. I said, hey,
Oh,
the drinks are on the boss, that whole thing.
that was one of those open wallet nights.
Yeah, not even 30 days later, they're like, hey, let's go to dinner.
Yeah.
This would be a great idea. So,
I would agree. It was a good idea.
and then we went to timeout, had a magical evening there with the 3 of us and other people we don't mention. And then I'm trying to think timeline-wise what happened really after that.
Just more.
I mean, now we're in, 22?
I think it.
Oh,
We're still...
we're okay. You left in 21.
Oh, yeah, I left February of 21 is when I left to the promised land.
I left May or end of April 20.
So we're looking into 2020 is when the timeout evening happened.
Yeah.
Because it was like right when things were opening back up because it wasn't that packed.
No, it was. Still, people were drinking through a straw through their mask.
Yeah, that whole charade.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, I was trying to think, when was the first trip that we'd been out of town on?
My birthday trip.
Oh, sweet Lord. The Indianapolis trip. Oh my, when was that?
That was.
Was that 21?
20?
21, 22. Yeah, give or take.
That
I think it was
I
22.
want to say it's 22.
Yeah. It's early 22.
No, it was
No, because we did several trips. It had to have been
21. It had to be 21.
I'm trying to...
It timeline don't matter.
It does, but it doesn't. I get what you're saying. So, let's see. I tried to...
Evan travels with
Correct.
plans to a detail.
That I do. Thank you. Try
Research.
Trying to provide Jen a nice evening. She spoils it. It's fine. Whatever. No judgment.
Get a headache.
Nine things happen.
Yeah. That I said tough it out, bitch, but it's fine. No big deal. Let's see. So we went to Indianapolis. Went to St. Louis to Cardinals game.
Tennessee.
Ruined that one too. Let's see. Went to Nashville. Punched me directly in the crotch. Then to let's see where.
Vegas. I did so good in Vegas. I did so good. I behaved so well.
I didn't give a crap at that point. That is your birthday. I didn't care if you went I didn't care if you were in with the Hangover series. We're gonna
No,
find
but
out
I
the
wrote
roof or
the
something.
first.
I get the Caesars. Don't worry.
That's fine. Golly, that's the one you're really just whatever at. God, not the other ones where we're 2 hours away from home.
I was excited to be without kids.
Well, you're not wrong.
Then we got there. She's like, "What do you think the kids are doing?"
I'm telling you. Anyways,
There's that timeline.
it's been an interesting road to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, but before you, there's a lot that happened.
And please, now we've talked enough about the relationship or the backstory on Brooks Dunn and Reba McEntire.
Yes.
Which, speaking of that, let's sidebar that real quick.
Here we go. When you're coming over to karaoke, that's the sidebar.
Yeah,
You haven't been over here since Nom.
yeah,
Still got napalm on me.
yeah. I mean, literally though, maybe around the election, around that time frame, when the country's a little bit more stabilized right now. So,
Yeah, because it's going to be stable on election night.
I want to be in an underground. I want to be in an underground bunker. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So, have we talked about how we got to karaoke though?
No.
Okay, so that brings up another trip out of town. So we went golfing. a dozen times that we went golfing. We went to French Lake.
Yes.
Yes, see?
Come on.
Okay. You weren't that drunk when we went to French Lake.
Times two.
That's why I'm confused
I just
too.
don't get the connection.
I'm
but I know
going to let you guys drive.
Yeah,
the
go
story.
ahead.
I'll tell you I'll explain things how I explain to the producer. Connect 4 things. So I start at point 1, and I'll get you to point 4, and there's 2 things in between that really tied all together. Point 1, we went golfing at... Oh, that's good. I was like, wait, it's not Jen calling this time.
Phone answers.
Yeah, he won't. So, he'll be like, oh, this must be important. No, yeah, that's that shit. We never do this. He's trying to get the kids to bed.
Yeah, he's in Florida right now, too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
No, on both shores.
That's Florida. Is it Florida?
He's at a beach right now.
Yeah, he is. He basically break
Pretty
that
sure
down.
I don't know.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, they're out of town all the dang time. Yeah, exactly. So, we're golfing at French Lick.
Yes.
We went to the Larry Bird restaurant after in French Lick. On the way home, we stopped at the Patoka Winery. Mm-hmm. After the Patoka Winery, we had a lovely time. We had some wine slushies, had a cigar.
Little cigar,
Played a little cornhole, knocked a couple kids off the cornhole boards. Move, punk.
Yes.
That kind of thing. A quarter of us got really inebriated at that point.
Grew up at a marathon.
And it's not the 75% that are on this podcast right now. But during that ride home,
Yes.
we began singing karaoke. And that was the first time that we ever sang together, was on the ride home from Patoka.
That's sweet that you remember
Did
that.
not know.
Yes.
Huh.
Aha. That's how it connects. Step 1, step
It
4.
was probably because we were singing so good, I didn't realize that.
I was
This
listening to
karaoke
3 bottles
version.
of wine.
You thought, the harmonious. Yeah, exactly.
Sound like the radio.
Harmony.
we were harmonious to get a harmony. So, it was at that point you said, hey, we should go, to the Nest or somewhere, we should karaoke. So, and then shortly after that, we went there and we're like, oh man, we should get a karaoke thing for Christmas, or it was like a Tuesday on Amazon or something like that.
No, she wanted
I wanted it for my.
it for Christmas. That was our first one. Yeah.
So there we go.
Yep.
And then that's how we got to here, etc. Because you had moved it that December.
Yes.
Yes. And so that's where
Do you
that
remember
started.
the early days of karaoke in that corner?
Yes. When we rotated to that corner,
Yeah,
it was
we're
the
like
old machine.
Yeah, we were facing a wall.
We would face the wall. It was very.
Well, we had it up here at one point too, up on the bar.
like a week we did
Yeah.
that. It was up there.
Yeah, because we sang. I sang a Christmas carol right there.
That was what it wasn't that long we'd started doing it, because it was still in that corner that your parents came over one night.
Yep.
Yep.
And your dad sang, and
Oh,
I was
Timmy.
like, is this Frank Sinatra?
I know.
Like, reincarnated? I'm telling you.
fall far from the tree. What kind of
You're not wrong. Frank Sinatra kicks Brooks Dunn right in the same wheelhouse.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the true origin of the karaoke. Stems from the French Lick golfing trip that we tried to surprise you on, because you thought that we were going to Sultan's Run. We curved
I
you.
remember that.
See?
You took like a weird way up too.
Purposely.
Took 231 all the way up, and I'm like,
Yeah, purposely. Yeah, exactly. I Googled it, and I was like, oh, we should go this way.
and then all I hear, we go to French Lick, and
Be like, oh, well, maybe it's Pete Dye.
oh no, I knew we were gonna be Pete died, but I was like, oh, we're gonna play 18 today. We're gonna, have fun. We're going all the way up here. 9 holes. 9
That's a
holes.
good amount.
No,
It's
if you're
tiring.
taking a travel for golf, you got to play 18. That's just
More
what it is.
wine trips included.
Remember, we agreed we split the timeline at noon. So at noon,
Yeah, it was half a boys' trip, half a girls' trip.
I made sure that we'd got our golf
Could have
in,
spent
and we
4 hours after walking.
I don't. Yeah,
made it.
yeah. One of us, the 25% that's not here right now,
They
would
had a bathroom there for her. She's
gonna figured it out. Instead of a free, it wasn't even a marathon. It was like a one
No,
stop.
it was a marathon because Tyler Williams' dad owns that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
Arthur Junction.
Arthur Junction.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an interesting day to say the least. But that led to the karaoke, and then led to going out to the Nest, et cetera, et cetera. Here we are.
See, I always thought it was the Nest. I forgot about that.
That's what started the Nest. Was
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then you said, oh, I like the karaoke.
because the first time that we sang, and that ties into what we originally said was the first time we ever sang karaoke in public, was at the Nest 1.0, and it was the
Brandy.
It was Brady, and so that was the song that we first sang.
You signed up and you gave Kevin the courage to step up.
Yeah, I can't remember what I sang first, but yeah.
Probably some Elvis or something.
You wanted-
Oh God, I have the video. I bet it's that night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that night.
What video?
Not Traveling Soldier. What the hell song did he sing? Brought you. Yeah, American Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably did sing that. And then
After I took myself in the bathroom, then I was like, well, I guess we can go ahead and sing now because this is definitely like.
well, I had an elderly gentleman tell me he's got to buy me all my drinks.
I do remember that. Yeah, that is that night. Yeah, that was the first night that we had all went to the nest. That was not the night we referenced to last week's episode, which is a story. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely go back in and check it out.
Yes.
The infamous, what was the song? I put it so far back in my mind. It's like, yes, the I Love Rock and Roll story. So,
Yeah, you haven't put that up yet.
yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, no, absolutely not. So, for a later date. So at that point, it was different nights, but that was the first night at the nest. Was we sang Brandy because that was a song that was like, oh, it's again harmonious.
Gotcha.
And there you go. We hadn't discovered Brooks and Dunn yet, I don't think. I think we sang some other.
I don't
ones.
think you discovered Brooks and Dunn until in the basement.
Yeah, I think so. That's
Yeah, well, we were talking about what kind of artists we like, and we're like, oh, I like Brooks and Dunn.
But yeah, I think we'd sang a little bit of other country, and we hit our stride.
I think you
with Brooks
guys
and Dunn.
really did a lot of Kenny Chesney in the early days.
Yeah.
The early days.
That's
Where all this gray comes
That's
from.
how long.
I was doing Randy Travis in the early days.
That's how long this has been going.
Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson.
Bluegrass.
Oh, Zach Bryan, Cody Johnson. I can
Zach Johnson, PGA golf player.
Yeah, I know. I'd understand the connection there. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, I feel like I've talked most of this episode.
It's all right. You mean you're trying to figure out?
I'm trying to put timelines together because apparently I'm the drunkest one that remembers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like the Vegas trip, I just kind of knew where things were going.
Yeah, well, you've been to Vegas like 18 times already.
Yeah, correct.
Say,
Seriously,
Bachelor trip, bachelor trip, bachelor trip.
bachelor trip when I was a kid.
That's the crazy part for me.
Yeah, first time I ever went to Vegas was with was with your favorite person,
The saint.
the saint, the Asian wonder, as you like to call her, the 5-foot pain in my ass. Love you, Ma.
You're a saint, and don't ever let him talk to you like that.
I don't even think she knows I do this podcast.
give
but
me
that's
a call.
here nor there.
I would said it to her.
She'll be like, "What is this? Yeah, spam?"
Yeah.
I tell her, "Don't click on any links that people send you in Messenger."
Yeah.
And
you
who?
click on this one.
Yeah, I bet.
This is your favorite American hero.
Yeah, exactly. In Vegas, I just somehow know my way, which I don't know. Things are changing in Vegas. The next time we end up going out there in 20 years or
We
something
might
like that.
have to walk. It's just the walkways they have.
I'll tell you, well, I mean, if it's
oh, that'd be amazing.
the Mirage is down, Flamingo is down.
We talked about Jeff's disappointment.
Yeah, we
already
briefed
talked about it.
We talked to
That's-
Smidge, but that was off camera.
That's all.
They didn't get to see your face.
That's all.
please walk us through, Jenny. Not talk much this episode. Please walk us through. We talked about the morning of even going there, about the highlight of what Jeff's weekend.
Last year we went to Vegas.
It was this year.
It was this
No,
year.
hang on. I'm backstorying it. And at the very end of that trip, he realized that he saw where Elvis used to have his residency.
What
as
was
he did
called?
the International. It's now called Westgate. And at the very end of his trip, he realized that he wanted to go there. So all year, we listened to how his next Vegas trip had to be... He had to go see
That was the focal point.
International.
Yeah, you were determined
Like, that
to.
was his main number one agenda item. So what did we do when we go to Vegas this year? We go out
Up until
to-
was it was the second
it was
full
the
day
second
we'd been
full
there.
day that we were there.
The whole time since we
All day.
landed.
I gotta go.
Landed
There
at
it
the
is.
airport.
You see it over there? That's it right there.
You can see it from our hotel room.
Exactly.
You were looking at the lyrics.
He would wake up, drink the trophy, and stare at it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we
every
go,
day,
Yeah, every day.
like a small child before you get to Disney.
Even after the disappointment, I still stared at it. Just
That you did.
because the outside was the same.
You're like trying to envision you put yourself back.
It's like he was probably in that window right there.
Dean Martin, Elvis, Sinatra.
We get there, and I'm like, it might not be what you want. He's like, no,
when you
it's...
get there, we were on the tram on the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not gonna be.
And I'm like, this might not be what you want it to be. And he's like, no, I know. And we get it.
If I can dream.
If I could turn back time.
And we got in there, and there was a statue and some photos.
And that was it.
That was was all
I think at that point it was the timeshare thing that got me.
Oh, I went up. It's just like the tour of the hotel.
I had to walk. I mean, I walked to the lobby. I couldn't because
I was staring at pictures of the dog. Like, I'm not with him. I'm not with him.
I didn't think timeshare. I thought membership. Yeah, or preferred members, that kind of thing. Like some reserved area, that sort of thing. And I was like, this is not going to be good either way.
I didn't know Westgate was a timeshare. I had no idea.
They're all timeshares.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had to walk away. I was like, they're going to come out. There's only one way in and one way. I was like,
really worried he was going to try to keep on searching for stuff.
Well, I don't know. We went another about 15 minutes.
Took a couple different corridors.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could just find the doors to the auditorium. That's all I wanted.
I thought did we not look, or did we just
looked.
We looked, and eventually we were like, no.
I said, you know what? The tram's right up there. Let's
Well, while we're here,
It was a disappointment. It really was. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
And this little, just
rub the gnome Elvis, or good luck. I wouldn't have rubbed it like that, but anyways, is there but going back to, I've diverted off this topic numerous times, so please, let's go back even further in time, post 2019. Let's take it back 10 years before that.
Okay.
The baseball field. I wasn't there. I've seen it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's not 2014 though. That's 2000.
Yeah, I know.
I said 2009.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I said 2009, 10 years back. Or 2019.
Jeff has shared all of Jeff's stories, and now Kevin knows every little detail of my life.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
And every deer I've ever seen in Gibson County.
Amen.
Yes.
Correct. Which is really more important.
Exactly.
It's really that's really the big bullet points.
Oh, yeah.
In between deers you've mounted, birth of John, birth of Harper, birth of Hadley, but in between that, the big headings.
That turkey I shot over there.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was my first deer I mounted. This is me and Dad shot this one time.
Yep.
I was out at the Helsley's property at this one. Just in between there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But please, go ahead. We were at the baseball field.
We were at the baseball field, and we had our first kiss.
Behind the left field ball? I don't know.
Yes. Left field fence.
Thank you. Number 23, Wood Memorial.
Yeah, me and Jen, she just got done with her softball game. I just got done with my baseball game. We're dating at this point. And we meet in the middle there, and she comes up. We're giving each other hugs or whatnot. We've been dating, maybe 3 months at this point?
I don't know.
I think it's about 3 months.
Dude, sophomore year? I don't know what time.
No, it would have been almost a year.
You would have been...
You'd
be going into your freshman year, and I would be going into my sophomore.
Well, we do. May 16th, 2009.
So you'd be ending your 8th grade year, and I'd be ending my freshman year.
Yeah. So, I hear we're hugging each other, and up on the near the trucks where my parents parked at, and Bill Atkins and Damon Atkins. Damon goes, "Would you just kiss her already?" I look at her, she looked at me, and
There you go.
fireworks set off, man.
9 months later, John was born.
Yeah. Be out of the house.
I was going to say, I'd have to go with an 18-year-old.
7 years later, but yes.
God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
God, we would have had a designated driver already.
I know. But unfortunately, we didn't work out in high school. We had our differences and whatnot, and
She just called you on your bullshit. That's really what it boils down to, I'm sure.
Listen, he wore old tatted t-shirts, ripped up
Confused as opposed to his regular time. This is the nicest shirt he has. What do you mean?
I know, he didn't change.
I found it.
He literally pulled it out.
Yeah,
Oh, my Cardinals!
it's recording now. Sunday's fine.
Just put on a polo.
Yeah.
And then we break up, and he's wearing Hollister, Aeropostale. He's doing his hair.
I don't know. What the hell? All those were in the early days, too. The origin story days.
Yeah.
Yep. And she got jealous. Her heart sunk a little bit. She felt a little bit of that pain that I felt when she broke it off.
Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead and dig yourself in the hole, please.
Yeah. So, anyways,
2013.
after high school, I graduated 2013, and she has already graduated. And
I dropped out of college.
Ball State, go Carter.
chirp, chirp. So we end up. I'm at this brother's house of mine, Matt Scholten, and I go, we need some women over here,
Much for sausage fest.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a Johnsonville over here. So I decided, I was like, you know what, Jen lives right up the road. I haven't texted her in forever. I think it was
3-4 years.
Yeah, and I texted you. I was like, hey,
Sup? Question mark.
sup, dog?
DTF?
BTB.
That's booty.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember exactly what I said.
You said, hey, you should come over to Matt Schulten's house. And you're like, but don't worry, Allie will be there. And I was like, okay.
Because you can't invite.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't just randomly invite me to something.
You gotta make sure.
We haven't talked in a very long time.
I
Make
don't
sure it felt
believe-
comfortable. Yes, you did. You had my number saved.
Do not respond.
You're not disturbed. I got through. So her and Haley Kohlmeyer came over, and we all started.
Touche on the main.
Yes. Yeah, it took me a second.
Yeah.
And we all started,
Hey, easy.
partying.
Woman.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Friendly podcast. We all start drinking and partying.
Hanging out.
We're doing Bible study.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hanging out.
And we're having a good time, staying up real late. And
Oh, it was almost 11. Oh, easy. Karen, ignore this.
yeah. Hey, Leviticus gets interesting, all right?
Continue.
And me and Jen are texting all the time, and
This is after.
no, this is during the 2013 before.
No, okay, hang on. He doesn't have it like a proper. So when I go
My
to
lives don't matter.
Take a drink. He needs one.
So I go to that party that night, that Bible study, and then we start texting more often. And then I started being like, you know what, I'm hungry. And so we would start going out to dinner together. And then we would be like, let's play zombies on the Xbox. And we
You know how many hours he had to work at the IGA in Oakland City to take
He
you
was
back
at
to
the table at
Applebee's?
this point.
Oh, never mind. It's fine. I tried to give you
I was roofing
Yeah. And so, and then one night he,
Playgirl.
one night he showed up at my house with Matt Schulten. And he takes my sister out, or Matt Schulten takes my sister outside, and he comes in and he goes, I just want to tell you, I have feelings for you and I really like you. And I said, you're a really good friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you left.
Yep.
And as you drove the car straight into the truck.
I was driving like that. I had Matt Schulten with me.
Smart.
Yeah.
As you jumped
And
down to
then we-
57 and just tuck and rolled.
Yeah.
And then we continued talking and hanging out and going to lunch and dinner together.
Brought her a fried egg sandwich.
And then we were at the Denny's one day, and you said, hey,
The Oakland City days.
I joined the military. And I said, no, you did not.
I thought she did.
What? No, you didn't.
No, I said I quit my job and I joined the military, and that's her first.
Following in my brother's footsteps.
No, he was first.
I was first.
Well, what are you fucking? I said, and I was drinking.
He was the first of many.
Yeah, Matt Schulten, then me, and then everybody else.
You're like, well, Jack can fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we're at the Oakland City days.
You told me you were joining the Navy, and then we text all the way up until you left for boot camp. And then on the day you left for boot camp, you text me and you said, it's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Talk to you soon. And I was working at the local Holiday Foods grocery store, and I started sobbing.
I thought we were just homies. After that
We
conversation.
threw your phone into Lake Michigan.
And then I called my friend at the time, and I said, I don't know why I'm crying. And she said, it's obvious that you love this guy. And I said, no, he's just a friend.
Honestly.
Yep. She wouldn't.
As
She
he
wouldn't
should.
admit it. Wouldn't admit it.
It's a pride thing.
Well, yeah, I get it, but I get out of boot camp. Actually, I called you while I was in boot camp, and
You didn't call. You wrote me letters.
I did call you one time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he called me.
I called you. We wrote letters back and forth.
His mom messaged me and said, hey, just having a really hard time
I was.
Right.
I was having such a good time.
Yeah, it's like what?
I was eating 3 meals a day.
In previous episodes, you said otherwise.
Yeah, never had a bad time. The only bad time was a gas change.
You sprained your ankle.
Yeah,
So 2 not so great days.
yeah.
2 days you could have just done.
I got 4 butt shots in boot camp.
Not a great time.
Yeah, it's okay. I enjoyed every second of it. But I got out of boot camp in April 25th, 2014.
Obviously.
And first person I text, because my family's there, is this wonderful lady. And ever since then, we started texting. Because I didn't come home after boot camp. I went to Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And me and her
We Skyped every day.
Skyped every day.
Jesus, the blurred photo. I remember Skype.
Oh, yeah. It worked. And we're
Still hear the Skype ringer now, yeah.
Yep. And like I said, we would talk every God bless.
I told you, Bob, feel the man.
We're talking every day, and I go, I can't remember who did I ask you out or did you ask me out? I don't.
You asked me out June 1st, 2014. I was at Oakland City Campground.
told you need to write this shit down, man. It's okay.
I got
You said, do you just want to be my girlfriend?
Do you?
And I said, yeah.
Well, I don't remember how that came about. I don't know.
I don't remember the context clue.
Yeah.
That's how it ended.
But yeah, we started dating, and
You got, after you graduated from A school, you got to come home.
Yep.
And we spent every day together.
Yes.
And then you left.
Yeah.
Felicia.
And that was the most dramatic I could ever be. Like, oh my God, this guy is so far.
Yes. Because he was.
Yep.
He was in San Diego. And so we were talking.
Again, another great time you had.
Yes, exactly.
Even better than before.
Yeah. Hey, red light district.
Brewery, golf bag, red light. I mean, yeah. A magical time.
So yeah, we started. I got there and we're talking, and she's like, "I just miss you so much." And I'm like, "Well, there is a way that you could come out here. And
Yes.
we could make some extra money while doing it. We could get married."
Bold choice. Yeah.
Super Bowl. I mean, proposal over the phone, not even over Skype.
I said, can I call you back?
And that's right there.
And I called him back.
Let's mark that conversation. That's where the phone call should have stopped.
I called him back.
Called him back.
Yep.
I said, so
Well, I get
what would we need to do?
It's not even a yes, just a what would we
Yeah,
do?
I was down.
So
What gets me to you?
So we got everything put together. Had a lot of phone calls telling us not to, and
Yeah,
Yeah, obviously.
people. Travis.
so yeah, we
sounds about right, though.
we got married. We got a hotel. I mean, not a hotel. We
Super 8?
no, I was in the barracks, and then I was already working on getting an apartment. out there.
Furnished. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a furnished apartment.
I had no AC.
I was like, wait, I was told you laid on like cots for like.
We lived in a furnished apartment for 3 months. Then we moved to another apartment that had no
There we go.
furniture, but it had AC. And so we didn't own any furniture, so we just laid on a bunch of pile of clothes.
Yes.
And then we got our first credit card and got a futon.
Yep.
Yeah, our first apartment, though, it used to be so hot that she would have to go to the Starbucks while I was at work during the day just to cool off. And at night, we would freeze socks.
And put them on our feet before
Yeah.
bed.
Yep.
You mentioned this.
Yeah.
From humble beginnings, is usually what I say.
To owning our own house.
Yep. 2 houses now.
Dude, I was going to say.
Two, both houses.
And here we are. 3 kids later, 1 podcast,
Yep.
197 karaoke sessions,
Yep.
22 #1 hits.
The list just goes on.
That's what I'm saying.
One karaoke business.
Yeah. 1 karaoke business, 1 towing business, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, the list goes on.
Yep. So it's been a good 10 years. Which, by the way, this Sunday it drops this Thursday. So this Sunday,
Past Sunday.
huh? No, this
Does it come in this?
Yeah, it's dropping this week.
this Thursday. We're actually going on our 10-year anniversary. So
Yeah.
we're excited to do that. I've had plenty of great times with you,
Thanks.
and I love you.
I know.
That's so adorable, isn't it? Who would you love to see country music superstars get together like Kix Brooks and Reba McEntire? How about that? So in closing, I like to put our guests on the spot, and Jen, I'm not going to do what I normally do and say, hey, you should tell us about yourself.
Yeah,
no one really have you seen. Yeah, no one really knows what to say, but surprisingly enough, if there are, in no particular order, there we go. Julian brought one myself. Sorry, no, I'm not going to do it. If in no particular order, are there three, and I'm sure we've touched on them already, are there three moments that really stand out in the history of our friendship? The Brooks and Dunn, Reba McEntire friendship.
So many.
Yes. Give me your top three, no particular order, but just three the first three that come to mind that just really...
You really did put it on the side, because there's like
See?
12 that don't ring in my head, and they're all smushing together.
Okay, let me go top five.
I want to start with, what did you say the first time? You went,
Top three.
So we're going to 5 now?
We'll go 5.
Okay.
I'll make it a little bit looser.
I want to start in the early days to Warzone. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was strong.
It is a 9.9.
Great, yeah.
I apologize. To Warzone, I always thought of you as like a very professional person until I started playing Warzone.
What? Get down! Someone save me!
And then it was like, okay, no, he's not like that.
Yeah.
And then I started to feel a lot better when I realized I was so much better than you.
Oh my God, yeah. I would love seeing the scoreboard afterwards and seeing, me 12-2, Jen 5-4, Kevin 0-17. It was.
But then I started hit by trying to get like 1 or 2 in
one
there.
or two, yeah.
And then Joe would come in, I'd get a little bit better, but that's mainly because he had 15 kills.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I'd come back, it'd be a team of 4. We've read foursomes. Be a team of 4. He'd knock out 3, and I'd just be in the corner, pew, and I'd knock down 1.
Yeah. He almost had that one down. He was like, I got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you focus on 3, and
I'll put you on my shoulders.
I'll finish him off. I need you taking 9 out of 10 shots. Let me get the kill shot right here. That's 1.
And then I'm doing memories, right?
Yes.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you got.
My second one would be forced to watch Compow or whatever, Fury into the...
What a great St.
your
Louis
guys'
trip,
birthday
man.
weekend
We got
St.
Church's chicken. That was so good.
Gosh darn.
It was
And we forced them to watch that
I
video.
hope my 30th like that.
Listen, I'm waiting to be, what we're doing. I mean, we can come in here and see what you're coming out.
Going to Cancun.
Not on your 30th. Yeah. That was the week before.
I don't know. You told me that you won't be on my birthday because you're going to be in Cancun.
Depends on what week it is.
Are you going on the 27th?
Oh, yeah. I've only been in the country. But that's during the week, though. So you're either celebrating the week before or the week after.
I don't know.
See? And that's going to be the factor.
It is
That's Dallas.
And that is Dallas. That's also 2. Number 3.
I'm losing
If
focus.
you ain't got one, it's okay. We're running low on time. It's all right.
Hang on, I can think of another one. What was I thinking of?
I don't know.
Memories of you guys, of us.
Just ones that really stand out.
Probably, I could give you one right here, going down to Mineral Mountain with this fellow, and you out driving him every time.
You're just trying to throw me.
You're just trying to hurt me now.
No one remembers that.
I do. You started to throw a temper tantrum.
I
but
did.
I wasn't going
That's
to do,
stuff I
I'm not
did.
trying to do me.
Pissed.
Oh, I thought we were happy memories.
For you.
I'm always happy when that happens, personally.
Then I went down there again. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, we're running low on time.
Okay.
You got one or no?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay, go ahead.
The lovely dinner that Kevin planned for my birthday party.
Oh,
my
sweet
birthday.
God.
I didn't realize it was going to be that fancy.
It was extravagant. What was that place
It
called?
started out with champagne. They brought champagne to the
Seasons
table, and they
52.
wouldn't even let us order.
Season
They were
50.
like, "No, you talked for a little bit. That was very nice. I just
Yep.
wish I would have enjoyed it a little bit more."
Yeah, me too. How about that?
And they had dessert in the little
The cheesecake.
The cheesecake, yes. That would determine the order. No, I'm telling you, he's home repair. One memory that sticks out. Don't say Mineral Mounds.
For me?
Of the 3 of us, I got one in very in particular. Don't take mine because you know.
You go ahead, Ed, because I wasn't planning on doing this.
So we alluded previously to a night in Las Vegas that some of us may remember, some of us don't, where, I don't know, I felt propelled and peer pressured.
There was no pressure.
okay, I was drunk. And I thought,
Pressure on his liver.
Yeah, it's Jen's birthday. I should really just tell Jen how much I appreciate her, this, that, and the other. So deep in the archives, there is an elusive clip that exists that my
Instagram page.
Yeah, my podcast partner recorded and cut off at the perfect time because I went on like a
You went on a
2-minute
I wasn't
spiel.
expecting it.
I'm glad you cut it off at about 13
You would
seconds.
have got the whole thing.
No,
It
It doesn't even like mount up to
wingman.
the depth.
I got to.
Oh yeah, we were on that Skyway bridge and I just laid it all out 100%. So that's one that really sticks out to me.
Well, probably one that was.
Oh, I have another one.
Go ahead. I'm going to interrupt you.
Before she loses it.
It would be the night of we went to Marina Point.
The 4th of July night? That's a good one.
And Jeff, we had to be up next day for Holiday World. And
Did
Jeff,
we not just talk about this, or am I imagining?
No, we talked about it before.
I didn't. Think, I thought we talked about it in person, not on.
No, it had been on the podcast once, but yeah.
Jeff did not.
The holiday.
Jeff was so drunk that he didn't care about time anymore, and
My phone died.
he was ready to keep going. And we were like, Jeff, it's 2:45, and he just stood up.
No, and of course I wasn't going to tell you. No, I was ready to party.
And then
We're
eventually
trash.
he just stood up and went to the bedroom, and then he threw up the rest.
Yeah,
of the night.
you're like, how did you let me stay up this late?
And then we went to Holiday World.
Yeah, it was a hot day at home.
Hot day.
Hot day.
God bless. All right, what's yours?
Probably one of my favorite memories is just being down here. Just the three of us. Even if you do have a,
I'll call myself out. Even though I've swapped out partners every once in the blue moon, it's fine. I'll call myself
three here now.
I'm telling you, there ain't going to be a fourth one. I ain't doing it.
You have to. She listens to these, so.
Correct. Yes.
But yeah, I just enjoy our time down here, and it's gonna have to happen soon. Whenever you get time, instead of being with the producer, to come over and see your longtime friend since 2019.
Listen, I'm just telling you now. I'm not the one that's going.
Introduced him to the
Introduced it to the producer.
I'm not the one going to Florida next week. So
I'm sorry, it's our one trying to travel.
Yeah, it's our turn.
that's everywhere. Show of hands. Who just got back from Gothenburg last week? No, not me. No. Oh, okay. Who's going to Florida next week? You travel more than I do now.
It's got how many concerts you've gone to, how many trips you've gone to.
I'm performing at these places.
Where are you going to? You went to Nashville and to a concert, but didn't go to the concert.
Correct. Absolutely. I perform. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a concert for another day, though. Before Bob Vila and his two gaggle of associates come down here and
Tim Allen.
sit down and the chick with the tool belt or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy you can only see half the face.
Yeah, exactly. The Brews and Views Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, every piece of social media there is out there. The Brews and Views Podcast. As always, Jennifer, thank you for joining us on the illustrious Brews and Views Podcast. We appreciate you helping plant the miracle grow that is Brews and Views today.
Yes.
Jeff, any closing words while your wife is on the podcast?
No, just this real quick, thank you for allowing me to do this as a passion, a hobby. I know
A little rough in the beginning.
A little rough in the beginning. I mean, it did help on Joe's podcast.
We got trash the week before. Trash. Listen, we've talked about that in previous podcasts. The even episodes are always better because we're pretty lit.
Yeah, we're pretty lit. Which, by the way, watch further podcasts. I think it's going to be next one or the one after. Joe McHarg is going to be
First ever returning guest.
Yes, our first ever one. So be ready for that if you want to hop in on it. But no, thank you for these amazing 10 years, baby.
Yeah, thank you.
And on that note, the drinks are done.
Beer's dry.
Cheers.
Cheers.